Do you have anything else, Jen?
No, sir.
I have one other thing. We are going to have an issue with our workers for the township. As of December 31st, 2011, our 3 workers have turned in their keys, and they're no longer working for the township. All 3 of them had said that they would like to resign their position working with the township. So that kind of leaves us in a predicament.
We got Jeffrey.
We need to.
What was that, man?
I said, we got Jeffrey.
What's that mean?
He's gonna take care of things.
Okay, I move that we put an ad in the paper to hire for these open positions we're learning about tonight and send them to the fiscal officer.
I've talked to a couple people that live in the township that would possibly, be interested in working for the township. We need to have some more help, most definitely. We're losing 3 super good workers. I don't think I need to say why that they decided to leave, but they're leaving. So I myself have talked to a couple people, and I would like to put some names out on the table tonight of some guys that we could hire on. If I'm mistaken.
Well, I move that we accept these resignations first. Let's start there.
They resign, Jeff. I don't need to make a motion to do that.
Okay, that's fine.
I'd like to put some names out there, talk about a couple guys that I talked to.
I move that we reinstate Harold Wiseman as he was before on an on-call basis as a township worker.
You gonna let me finish?
No second on that motion?
Are you gonna let me finish?
Shouldn't we talk about...
Did I have the floor? Was I talking?
You're the president.
Exactly.
Go ahead, take the floor.
So I'd like to...
You're not going to shut me up either.
So I'd like to talk about a couple guys that I have talked to that would definitely benefit the township. Both of them have knowledge and experience in this line of work. Both of them live in the township, they're local.
There's Joe Reader.
Okay, right.
So you guys have discussed this already. When did you know about this?
There's 3 guys that
when did you know about this?
have showed interest in it.
The resignations?
December 31st was their official resignation. You saw their keys later when you come in, Joe.
No, you handed me a set of keys.
I didn't hand you keys. So.
Yeah, you did.
I did?
Dan?
Yes, I handed
you. Somebody handed it to
I shouldn't have.
Why not, Dan? Why don't you discuss it
So let me go on, let me
It's our
finish.
organizational meeting, so get it out there, Dan.
Definitely being winter time, we're going to need to hire some more guys on. We're going to need some help.
I agree. I move that we advertise for these positions.
I have several guys that I think would definitely benefit the township. Like I said, they're all local. Live in the township. They have lived here for years and years. Have experience in this kind of this line of work. 2 of them have their CDLs. They've used heavy equipment, run machinery and stuff like that. So, Jenny, I guess I have a question for you. Do we have to advertise to hire somebody?
We do not have any hiring policy.
Process, sure.
So, there is nothing that states that we have to put an ad in the paper for an open position.
Seemed like common sense to me. I know you're going to get a lot of flack if you don't open it up. There are a lot of able-bodied people that are looking for work at this point.
And we have 3 of them right here on the table.
You always hire in the township first.
Definitely, most definitely. I agree with that.
What's that? You always hired what?
In the township, why wouldn't you?
Who said anything about you not hiring in the township?
If you put an ad in the paper, you're going to get everybody in the county to apply for it.
Good. You need to give everyone an opportunity that is in the township and outside as well.
So if we put an ad in the paper, Jeff, let's just hypothetically speaking, we're going to put an ad in the paper here this week, okay? It's going to run for how long? 2 weeks?
You decide.
Okay, we'll run it for 2 weeks, and then we're going to open them at the January meeting.
Sure.
Okay.
Unless you want to have a special meeting.
This is discussion. So say we'll open a January meeting. That's 4 weeks away.
If you don't want to wait that long, have another meeting.
Well, you gotta have time to put the ad in the paper, you gotta have time to run it long enough, you gotta have
Sure.
time to people to get their stuff together, to mail it back in,
Good idea,
okay?
do it.
So if we go that route, listen, if we go that route, that's gonna take time. It's
Sure
gonna
it
take
will.
4 weeks.
It's proper way to do it, some common sense and some courtesy.
What's gonna happen in the next 4 weeks if we get a bunch of snow?
Same thing always happens.
Go ahead and
Get in the
explain
plow
that.
and you do it.
You said you get in the plow, which would be, you're referring to me? Correct, I do get in the plow and I do go plow,
I have to.
okay? But it takes more than one person to do it, it takes more than 2 people, it takes
Sure.
more than 3 people.
Are you talking about an emergency situation that might come up between now and hiring a permanent person? Is that what you're talking about?
We don't have any permanent positions.
What do you hire? What do you
We have-
hire?
we have
Just
part-time workers.
Part-time. We're not hiring.
whatever you wanna call them, permanent part-time, correct? Isn't it permanent
Part-time
part-time?
workers. They're an on-call basis.
What's your point? I still believe that
So my point is, what are you
Yeah,
gonna
openings
do in the
we should
next
advertise.
4 weeks if we have a major snow?
plow the snow.
Okay, with 3 guys, it takes more than 3 guys to
There's
do it.
2
Jay.
trucks, there's 3 trustees.
There's 3 trucks
you-
and a tractor, okay?
Sure. So
Okay.
what's your point? You don't wanna advertise and hire people that way?
I don't think we should. I have 3 guys here that are more than willing, like I said, lived in the township forever. They know how to do this kind of stuff.
You already talked to them, interviewed them.
Yes, I have talked to him.
You've already done that before you brought it to the board now.
Have I talked to him? Yes.
Are there other applications on file at all? Other people that have
We
applied?
don't
for
have
it?
no
We don't have an
applications.
application
We
process,
don't
is
have
that
an
correct?
application.
So what are these? Resumes?
I don't have this, that's my stuff.
Oh, I thought you just talked to them, so it's just word of mouth.
I said I have 3 names that we can lay
3
out.
names.
Yes, I have 3 people that we can lay out here.
You should tape it and put it on YouTube.
It's already put enough on YouTube.
I didn't hear a second to advertise open positions. So. I know it'll take you a while to get used to being the president, but
Well, what, say?
move it forward if you're planning on.
Exactly, nobody made a motion, so let's.
I didn't get a second to mine, so move forward with something else.
So I would like to make a motion, well, let's discuss these people first. I have 3 guys, 2 of them live here in the village, 1 of them lives right outside the village. Like I said, I mean, I've said, a lot about them already. They lived here forever, they know how to run equipment, stuff like that. I think Danny knows some of them.
So he knows about all this too? Where's the names, where's the qualifications?
One of their names is Joe Reeder, correct?
Yeah, Joe
He
Reed.
lives out here on 668. Some of the people in the public might know him.
He volunteered every time, been something at the park.
He's more than willing, more than able to work for the township. CDL, run equipment, stuff like that. I think he'd be a good worker. I really do. Next guy's Josh Farmer, lives up here on the edge of town. He works another job right now, but he works 3 days a week, 1 week, 4 days the next. So he has a job. Wouldn't be able to work every day, but he said he'd definitely be more willing to help us any day he could. Has a CDL, used to work constructions, run heavy equipment. Definitely a good worker. I've seen these guys work ethic though. I know how they perform.
It's a government position, it should be advertised. I'm sure you're gonna get some flack if you don't go down that road.
When they hired
Yeah,
Harold
well,
across the
make
street,
sure.
did they advertise that?
Don't know, I wasn't here then, but I don't think so.
Okay.
I wasn't here then.
Okay. So I mean, it's just kind of point of improvement.
Ask the man that was here.
So just kind of
Ask the secretary.
point of improvement.
Secretary.
When we hired Harold,
Yeah. Was there an application?
we've
put
done
in?
it illegal, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's illegally hired.
If that's the case, I'll love him more, because have you ever advertised any of them? But I don't,
Exactly what I'm getting at, Joe.
Never was advertised.
Yeah, let's do it right.
Yes, he was in line and we.
It's not illegal to not advertise it.
Yeah. There's illegal and then there's common sense. It is a government position. People have a right to know that
What do
there's
you
a
think,
job
Danny?
open.
Do you have any input on this?
Common sense.
Throw it out there.
Yeah, you think that's funny, do you, Dan? I get it. That's the thing, boys. I get it.
Boys,
Okay.
Man, whatever. I get it. All right?
let me tell you something. 'Cause I remember when somebody called you a boy when you was walking out
Okay.
the door and you turned around and got in their face.
Okay.
So you need to watch what you say.
No problem.
All right.
Can I say something? I'm out on my aisle border.
Go ahead.
You know, what you may look at is qualifications
Sure.
and take a physical. You pass the physical to do the work that's required.
Yeah, that'd work too.
We're just kind of stuck in a pinch, Jeff, is what we are. Not saying we have to hire somebody because we're in a pinch, but we don't have anybody work for the township right now. And these guys would definitely benefit the township. I'm not trying to push them, you know. If they work, great. If they don't, that's fine.
Hire them temporary, and if it don't work out,
Yep, you move on. You get someone else.
You could hire them for a 90-day
I'm trying to try.
time period and review it at the end of 90 days.
That's a good idea. Definitely. What do you think about that, Jeff?
That'd get you through the winter, almost.
I feel very strongly it should be advertised. You know, I don't have anything against any of them, I don't know them. It has nothing to do with that, it's about using some common sense. You can laugh, you can call it whatever you want, but to me it's common sense. It's a government position, it should be advertised. There's an example there of public trying to butt in when they shouldn't be. I apologize, don't mean it derogatory, boys, okay? I completely respect the fact that the people have put each and every one of us in these seats, and I expect the same back. I do apologize on that regard.
Well, I appreciate it.
But it doesn't change my feelings about this business.
Okay.
Those are two of the guys. There's another one. His name is Jim Hicks. He lives here in Brownsville. He used to work for the township when he was younger. Super good mechanic, very mechanically inclined. Would definitely think he'd benefit the township.
So you're saying that you found out this on the 31st? You couldn't have brought it up the last meeting where you could have advertised or made the public know? The public, no one's here.
There was some
Didn't
talk
know
that the
there's
guys
anything.
were going to resign on the 31st, Jeff, because, do you want me to tell you why?
I just want to know when you found this. You found out on the 31st?
I found out on the first when I come in here and the keys were laying here.
Okay.
Okay? So
Okay,
that
this is
tells
just
me,
yesterday.
common sense tells me there's 3 sets of keys laying here, that these guys are done.
They didn't tell you that? They didn't give you a formal resignation?
No.
Okay. So you're just assuming that means they quit on the 31st?
Common sense says that
You
they're
bet.
done.
Okay. Your definition of common sense doesn't jive with
Do you have a
mine.
dictionary read it?
But you're saying that it's a fact that they've turned their
They
keys
done
and
quit.
Yes,
What's
they're
going
done.
on
Okay,
here?
so just in the last day then, you've had discussions and decisions about these people?
Come on, let's move on.
This hasn't conspired over a day. You know, I didn't go run around and say, oh, there's a guy else, I don't want to talk to him. No.
No, we didn't run down the street trying to find anybody.
But you have people. Exclusively.
Exclusive? There you go, throw that word again.
Well, you're gonna make it exclusive if you hire them and others are not given an opportunity.
You wanna know why they quit? They're tired of putting up with this crap.
I'm glad they quit, frankly. I don't care why they quit. I'm glad they quit.
So that's beside the point why they
It is besides the point.
The point, fact right now, is
It's gonna be another
more
tough.
odds to none that we're gonna need some guys to work very soon.
Huh?
Well, I've made my point clear. You can go on with your business.
Let's do it or not.
What do you think? You wanna try?
Let's go for 90 days.
Wanna try it for 90 days
Yep,
and see what
let's
happens?
try them for 90 days.
You know, when I talk to these guys, I know you would talk to Joe. You know, they know that it's a
I wanna
part-time
get Don
position.
back in here.
Do we have an application? Oh, wait,
No, we do not have an application. We could accept resumes
Okay.
though. So do we want to, are we doing this?
Yeah, I make a motion that we try them for 90 days.
There's 3 guys. There's Josh Warner.
Yeah.
Is there a second to the motion?
Yes.
Name the names again.
Josh Farmer, Joe Reeder, and Jimmy Hicks.
Okay. And you made the second.
What are the names?
Josh Farmer, Joe Reeder, and Jimmy Hicks.
We'll do roll call. Ben,
Yes.
Dan,
Yeah,
Jeff.
No.
Along with that, I mean, I don't think we need to give these guys a set of keys right away. It's going to be on a call basis, so one of us is going to be here with them.
yep.
You know, it's not a free-for-all down here, most definitely. So, we'll try it for 90 days and see what happens. I think it's gonna work out good.
If you got
Now,
a
under
comment there.
the, I gotta ask you, you definitely have to be somewhat familiar with some parts of the Title V of the ORC. Have you reviewed the basic part about road maintenance? Okay. Now, I'm assuming we have no road supervisor now?
Exactly.
Okay, now there are 3 ways, unless the law's changed, that the trustees can go about
I'll
handling
supervise.
the roads. One of them is to have one trustee in charge. The other is to have a segment where it's divided by 3. The other one is to hire a, and it specifically says a competent person to be the road supervisor. And so at this point, you know, you have to address that.
Well, discussion, keep going with what you're getting at. What would you suggest?
I suggest you pick one of the 3 methods.
What would you suggest?
We already have in place, if you don't do it, a road supervisor.
Correct.
That's what we have
Be the
That's what we
supervisor.
had.
That's what we still have, unless you change it. Okay, so,
That's what we had because the road supervisor did not work for us no more.
right, so you have
That's
a
what we
road super.
had.
I'll be the road
Do
supervisor.
you wanna do that?
Yeah, I'll do this road
Okay.
supervisor.
Well, I'll make a motion that Dan is gonna be the road supervisor.
I'll second it.
Roll call,
Well,
Ben,
since, wait a minute, since there's been a second here, I think you should get your motion correct. Technically, you would not be the road supervisor. That's not one of the options for the trustee to be the road supervisor.
Then state it,
I
Jeff.
suggest that you read the code, review it, and bring the proper motion to the next meeting.
If you know, why can't you bring it to this
Well,
meeting?
he just wants to agitate us.
Go ahead and move forward, you should know the job.
will be the trustee in charge of roads.
Yes.
So you're restating the motion.
Yes. And Ben made the motion and Dan seconded it. Roll call, Ben.
Yes.
Please restate the
Dan.
motion,
Yes.
since you're rewriting the motion.
Dan will be the trustee in charge of the roads. Roll call. Jeff.
No.
As far as business, do you guys have anything else? Dan,
No.
Jenny, sorry, I should ask you first.
No.